Tonight, our Target 8 investigation after the fall continues. We're learning some new details about the state investigation into decades of child sexual abuse by Catholic priests across the state. In her first television interview since taking office, Attorney General Dana Nessel sat down with Target 8 investigator Ken Kolker, telling him this investigation could lead to criminal charges.
Brian, the Attorney General says the investigation is focusing not only on priests who abused, but any diocese leaders who may have protected them. That, according to the AG, is a key part of the investigation. Dioceses that shuffled abusive priests from church to church or state to state.
In any other place, we would call this a criminal enterprise, wouldn't you? It's not just unethical, but I believe that that is criminal behavior. And you can bet if we're able to use our state laws to charge people who have been involved in that kind of activity, then we will do so.
Since her predecessor launched the investigation in August, 270 tips have come into the AG's Catholic Church hotline. The AG says she can't get into details and can't say how many have come from the Grand Rapids Diocese.
You know, what I will say is that these tips continue to come in, and I don't think anybody should be surprised if there are people that are active in the priesthood still here in Michigan that end up being prosecuted.
The AG's office, working with the state police, seized hundreds of thousands of documents in October from all 7 Michigan diocese offices. It was prompted by the Pennsylvania grand jury investigation that found 300 priests had molested 1,000 kids over the decades in that state.
One of the things that was discovered was that there were priests who had committed, acts of sexual pedophilia that were then brought over to Michigan and were actually working here. And so, of course, that piqued the interest of this office.
In Michigan, the AG is looking at possible criminal charges against priests for any allegations dating back to 1995, as far back as they can go under the statute of limitations. Across Michigan, Catholic dioceses are fearing the worst.
The Attorney General's office has said that they've gotten a number of calls. They didn't say what diocese from. So that, I think, was very important. And I think
Grand Rapids Bishop David Walkowiak, who joined the diocese 5 years ago, says the Catholic Church has changed to protect children since 2002.
Of course, I think the farther back you go, they've taken the files from 69 years ago, I think 1950. So yes, there will be some very not pleasant stories that will be related.
Target 8 research found 14 priests in the Grand Rapids Diocese and 33 child abuse survivors dating back to 1958. The latest assault reported in the Grand Rapids Diocese was in 2002 when Father Shawman Bays molested 2 girls in Sparta. He's the only local priest charged and convicted of a sex crime. He went to prison. Most of the other assaults happened in the 1970s and 80s, too far back for criminal prosecution. But the AG says she is also investigating any abuse dating back to the 50s, like the case of Father John Sullivan, who raped 3 young sisters from the same family in the late 1950s, and a girl in Grand Haven. She's now 73, says she was raped a dozen times by Sullivan when she was 14. Target 8 played for the AG the voicemail that the woman left us after she told us her story.
I just wanted to call and let you know that I think I had a Christmas miracle, because the next morning when I woke up, I was just so calm. I was so calm and happy, and it's been like that ever since.
That makes the point perfectly, I think, right? Is that some of these people have been suffering in silence for decades and decades. And, you know, for some people, they just need to know that somebody is out there that actually cares. I hope that that is what this investigation will accomplish, is to give a voice to the voiceless and to make certain that people understand how seriously we take these crimes and that we're doing everything in our power to ensure that they don't continue to go on.
The Grand Haven woman, who still attends a Catholic church, says she hopes the AG's investigation leads to justice for other survivors.
Probably put them in jail. Not let them live like they are.
The AG says 12 assistants in her office are working on the investigation, which she says could take up to 2 years to wrap up, though criminal charges, if there are any, could come sooner. Now, she has asked the legislature for more money to work on it.
So they're going back as far as 1995 And Ken, the Catholic Church has got to be bracing for more cases to come out.
Yeah, and I think the Attorney General was hinting that there could be something.
All right. Ken Kolker, nice work on that series. Well done. Thank you. And again, the Attorney General has a hotline for priest abuse survivors and victims of all sex abuse. Those phone numbers are on your screen right now. We also have this information posted over at woodtv.com.